Good morning, everybody. Today's lesson, we're changing it up a little bit. Yesterday, you guys did slope, and that was the last day we were going to be working on the slope format, how to find slope, rise over run. So we're going to be talking about a new way of finding slope, and it's using a equation, slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Now we know that m equals the slope, and then we have x and y, and then you have plus b, which is technically like it could be a point on there. So the objectives for today is you're going to find the slope of a line given the coordinates of 2 points on a line. You're going to graph equations that are written in y equals mx plus b form. Now, I might not actually graph the equations today. What I really want you to focus on is just the equation, the slope-intercept form, and what it looks like and how you can find the slope that way. So here we go. So obviously we know what slope is. So slope is like the tilt of something, of a line, like how high or low a slope could be. It's basically like if a hill, if it's steep, then obviously it's going to have a higher slope. If it's not as steep, it's going to be a lower slope. Okay, let's not do captions here. Okay, there we go. All right, so steepness. And then the change in y over the change of x. We knew when we did slope that the formula for that was y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So that's this here. And then we also use rise over run. It's the amount of the slant, and it's also what we're going to talk about today, which is the slope-intercept form. So what does a line look like when? So this is basically a review for most of you because we did this already. We did the types of slope. So you know what a positive slope is. It looks like this. It could be steeper, could be a little bit lower, but we know that it's going from the bottom left to the more of like the top right. So that's a positive. You know, a negative slope is a downward line. A zero slope is just a straight line straight across, so there is no slope. And then when you have no slope, it is called undefined. So that means that it's going up and down like this. Okay, so zero slope is across, no slope is vertical up and down. Okay, so definitions of slope. So we know definitions of slope is the tilt or incline of a line. We know that it's the ratio of a vertical change to horizontal change, so the y over x. And we also know that the change in y over the change in x, so like I just said before. So vertical versus horizontal. So you're always going to go up and down, and then you're going to go across. All right, so the graph y equals mx plus b. So consider the graph y equals x minus 2. So you're going to compare the two lines. So we have the line which is in green, which is here, and then you have the line which is in blue here. They intersect. So notice with a smaller slope, the line becomes flatter. So this is almost like a flatter line. That's the blue. It's not as steep as the green. Now compare the graph y equals 2x minus 2. Now that's even steeper, isn't it? Okay, so that's in the purple. Notice with the larger slope, the line becomes even steeper. So now consider the graph of y equals x minus 2. That's this blue here. When x is positive, the graph goes uphill from the left to right. So our x is positive, right? Our x over here is a positive 2 right here, right? And we know that it's a positive slope because it's going from the bottom to the top. So it's making an increase of a positive. And then we compare to the graph of y equals negative x minus 2. So that's going to be a negative slope. So you're going to see that's going to go down from here, going to go start at the top and go down. When x is negative, the graph goes downhill from left to right. So there you have it, the green. So the concept of determining slope. So we have positive, we have our negative, we have our 0, which is slope 0, and then we have our undefined. So determining slope continued. So positive slope plus work. Okay, so you're going uphill. That's why they call it work, because you're going uphill. So negative slope, obviously you're not doing a lot, because if you notice they're using skiers to help you with this. Skiers, you're going uphill on skis, that's very difficult, so that's a lot of work. If you're going down slope, you're not really doing too much, you're just going straight down, you're not really doing any work, so that's why it's minus. And then zero slope they're saying is zero fun, because how much fun is that just going straight across, and then going down for undefined, that's a very, very steep all the way down. That's gonna be very scary. Okay, so determining slope continued. So here's rise over run. So they already told you that our slope equals 2 over 3. So remember y is 2, 3 is x. So first pick 2 points on a line. The points need to be where the lines cross, so they are integers. So then find the rise over run. Determine if the slope of the line is positive or negative. So they're giving us the point of 1. So x is actually negative 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for this point, it would be negative 1, positive 5. And for this one, it would be positive 1, 2, up 1, 2, 3. So positive 2, 3. Then they're going to draw your rise, which is 1, 2, and your run is negative 2 because it's going over. Notice how this is a negative slope because it's going from the top to bottom. That's why it's negative 2. And then 1, 2, 3, positive 3. And that is the rise over run. So if the slope is positive or negative, and they're saying that it is negative because look at if your x equals a negative number, this will end up being a negative slope. Okay, so here we go. This is, like I said, this is a review for a lot of you because we've done this already. So determining slope, again, continued. First, pick 2 points on the line. The points need to be where the lines cross, so they are integers. Then find the rise and run. Determine if the slope of the line is positive or negative. So again, we have a line, and they're gonna pick 2 points, and we're gonna figure out what those points are. So our x would be 1, and our y would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So positive 1, positive 6. So 1, 6 is our first point, and our second point is negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 1, 4 is our next point. Now notice that this is going in an upward slope. So this would be a negative slope. It would not be positive. Oh, this is positive. Sorry. Oh my gosh. This is positive because it's going upward, so it's positive. The last one was going from here to here, which was negative. So this is a positive slope. So they're going to do our rise first, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 over 1, 2. So 10 over 1, 10 over 2. That's our y, that's our x. And then if you divide by 2 for both of them, you're going to get the answer of 5. And you're just giving us the rise and the run. And that is our answer here. Like I said, we've done this before. We know how to find slope using 2 points. This is more of a review for a lot of you, or for those of you that did not do the videos or did not do the work from last week. All right, so special lines, horizontal lines. Obviously, that line rise is 0, and the run we don't know because, we do know it's 1, 2, it's actually 3. So that would be 3. So the slope is 0. If you were to go up and down, they give you a point here, they give you another point, run is 0. The slope is undefined because it's 0, rise is n, and run is 0, so it's undefined. Okay, those are just special cases for those two. So reviewing slope intercept form. So it's y equals mx plus b. So m equals slope, b equals your y-intercept. That's where they cross. We're gonna show you that in a second. Before it was just a review. Now we're actually going to get into the nitty-gritty of slope-intercept. So any linear equation which is solved for y is in slope-intercept form. So this is a linear equation, and it is solved for y is a slope-intercept form. So we're going to find the slope and y-intercept of the following linear equations. So what we're doing is we're going to basically plug in the numbers. So they're telling us that m, which is slope, is 3. And then we have x plus b, which b equals 4. Okay? So we can plug in any point on a line to see what that is. So if you want to do 2 for the x and 3 for the y, you can do that. You can plug in any point that you want on a line, and you can find the answer to this. Okay, so let's see. If you go to the next slide, so concept graphing slope and y-intercept, make sure the equation is in slope-intercept form. Find the slope and y-intercept. Plot the y-intercept, apply the slope, rise or run to the y-intercept. So graphing the slope, start with graphing the y-intercept, which is 2. So you're going to put a dot on 2. Okay, then from the y-intercept, apply rise over run. So rise is 1, run is -3. Repeat this again from your new point. So I'm actually going to write this one down because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one with you on a graph that I have. Okay. Repeat this again from your new point and then draw lines through your points. And there you go. So start here, go up 1 over 3, -3, because you're going to the left, which is a negative. Then you're going to do it again, and you're going to make your lines. So you're going to make your points there. So now you have 3 points. You always start from your y-intercept, which is here. All right, does anybody have any questions or anything like that? I think this is it. Let me just do one more with you. This is 3/4 x minus 2 equals y. So this is the m, this is x minus b. The equation is already in slope-intercept form, so we know that. The y-intercept is -2. So plot 0, 0, -2, where the line crosses the y. So obviously you can't really tell here because it's, but this is 0, -2. This is 4, +1. So you're going over 4, right? That's your 4 down here. And rise is 3, so that's the 3. So you're going over, up, and that would be your line there. Okay, so this is basically finding slope again, but you're finding it using an equation as opposed to me giving you points or drawing it on a graph. And that is it for today. So I'm going to probably make another video. I'm going to show you again how to do this. Make sure this is actually a really important one that I would really love for you all to come on the Google Meet, because it would be a lot easier for you to get this information, to do it with me as opposed to just listening to this, because it might sound confusing when you're watching this. If you're doing along with me, I find it works better. So, and any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know, and I will talk to you guys later.